Okay, so it seems that we've got even more going on with the Nijisanji situation at the moment, and this time it's mainly to do with Dokibird. Now, if you don't know, obviously Dokibird has gone involved with a ex-Nijisanji member, which obviously has shocked a lot of people, and, well, it's angered a lot of the Nijisanji fans, with a lot of them sending a lot of hate and harassment and misinformation and all of this kind of stuff her way, which obviously is pretty concerning to see. And it seems like there's been even more, which I kind of wanted to talk about and kind of discuss and show you guys. But if you guys don't know, obviously Dokibird did a stream the other day with a person called Xandu. Now, if you don't know who Xandu was, they essentially were Ike Eveland in Nijisanji, who was also one of the members in the Black stream, who obviously talked about Dokibird and things. If you guys know your Nijisanji drama lore, right? But yeah, essentially they did actually kind of reconciliate, or whatever you would call it. Obviously, yeah, they kind of got past a lot of their differences, and he apologized for exactly what he did and everything like that, and it seems like they are now on good terms. And yeah, they essentially just played a game, or quite a few games of Fortnite over on stream. Now obviously Xandu did not come back to stream or anything, or didn't even have a POV on their side or anything. This was all on Dokibird's stream, and as I said, it shocked a lot of people. It shocked a lot of people in the general VTubing community, but also it especially shocked a lot of people in the Nijisanji community, because obviously once you kind of interact with Dokibird and stuff, a lot of the extreme Nijisanji fans out there will completely oust people like that, which I think is pretty crazy. They are very quick to throw someone under the bus as soon as they do something that they don't like. But it seems like some information is being spread around about this stream, which some people are trying to use as some kind of evidence for Dokibird like trying to profit off of the Nijisanji stuff, which I think is pretty insane. And obviously this is the Twitter post that I saw, obviously just explaining the situation. They're not saying this, by the way, they're just explaining the situation. But they're saying, I've seen the first screenshot going around on Twitter claiming that Dokibird had added those Nijisanji tags for clout. But in fact, it's YouTube's auto-generated tags. So let's use the same extension to manually check other channels. Would you still think these creators manually added these tags? And yeah, as you can see here, this was the one screenshot that was popping up here. As you can see, it has stuff like virtual YouTuber Dokibird, but then it says Selen Tatsuki, who obviously, if you don't know, is her previous kind of personality or whatever within Nijisanji. And also you've got like Ike Eveland here too, which many of the Nijisanji fans were essentially saying was her trying to use obviously a previous persona using Nijisanji stuff to promote her own content and to promote this stream with Xandu, which obviously was not the case and has been debunked by a lot of people over on Reddit and over on Twitter and everything like that, where essentially this was just a auto-generated tag thing, and a lot of these are not made by the actual person themselves. This is just something a part of a extension, which obviously has gotten it completely wrong, because again, there are some more accurate extensions that do show you exactly what tags they have put on these videos, right? But this is not one of them, and many people have actually been talking about this over on the Kurosanji subreddit, saying, I've seen this screenshot floating around where some Niji fans are using it as proof to hate on the duo, but this looks like some random generated tags from the extension instead of actual tags added by Doki. I'm so confused because I checked and these tags weren't on the stream, so I was wondering if anybody knew the origin of this screenshot or what extension used was. They said, I mean, it's obviously is from an extension. It even says copy all tags and please rate extension at the end. Also, just for searching YouTube tag extension gives you two possible results, and one looks exactly like the one in the screenshot, so it was tags for YouTube. It said, YouTube internal tagging system sometimes can be funny. This is on Mint's video, apparently. And obviously, you can see it's got EM Virtual YouTuber, Anime Girl, Virtual Anime Girl, Uni Virtuals. Like, again, I don't know why they put that. And also, you got like Pomu, Niji En, Nijisanji. So again, Hololive, it just doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't really add up. So you can see why these are all just completely, generated randomly. And you can see here that they're bringing up even more, like, Kirio, I think this is. And obviously, yeah, they are completely random. These fools really got tricked by YouTube's auto-generated tags. I said, like, what? They purposely put the tags in? Pfft. I said, evil him, this is just weird af. I said, yeah, it seems like Sue wants everyone to remember him too, right? right? And obviously, yeah, everybody is bringing up their own kind of renditions of this, saying like, hey, well, if that one is supposed to be correct, then look at this VTuber who's also done the same thing or done a similar thing, which obviously is not true at all. And they said, yeah, it seems like it's a YouTube tag extractor and seems like it will look for YouTube's auto-generated tags. Said, lol, Niji Sisters will never get rid of the overreacting sociopath label, which, yeah, 100% is true. It said, I think this is an auto tag system. Said, so it indeed was some generated stuff. Thank you for verifying my suspicions. Said, I thought the tags made no sense at all but those fans were so adamant that those were the actual tags, which made me think I was the crazy one. And said, I mean, those are the actual tags for the video, but they're just not the ones that Dokibird had put there. So again, it's nothing to do with the extension necessarily being super wrong. It's just showing the auto-generated tags that are put there by YouTube to kind of enhance like YouTube's like search system and stuff. Sometimes they do that because, again, they want you to be noticed. They want to kind of automatically put you in some kind of category, some kind of topic, some kind of whatever to boost your video even more in a certain community. And that's why they will put, you know, some kind of tags like that. And it makes sense, you know, obviously the tags are working because you can tell, like, you know, Salel Tansky and things like that. Obviously that is going to have quite a lot of correlation with Dokibird. So it's actually kind of doing its job, but some people are using it as some kind of you know, evidence as to like Dokibird is using her previous persona or using Ike's previous persona and things like that to kind of like boost her own video, which is just kind of insane. And even if she did that, I don't really care, you know, at the end of the day, I don't really care. I don't know if it's against like contract terms or anything like that to kind of include it in tags. I know obviously you're not really allowed to talk about it on stream unless, you know, obviously it's a serious kind of thing where you got to make a response or whatever. But again, I know you're not allowed to really talk about it on stream, so it makes me think, I don't know if there's any rules with tags or not. But even if there was, I don't think the majority of VTuber fans would care if she ended up using Salel Tansky and Ike Eveland in the tags, because again, you know, it is still kind of, you know, what you call it, kind of related to them. So again, it's just tags at the end of the day. It's not like she's making a whole video talking about it or kind of revealing it or something like that, because again, it is pretty insane to even kind of think that. There's been some comments as well saying, actually for this one, I think it's manually added as I've tested my own for the channel, but I don't think it's a problem to add your own PL or VTuber related tags for people to search you. It's just what the YouTube feature is for, which is true, but also I don't think it is a actual kind of, you know, manually added tag. They said, I actually thought a live stream had a different tag detection system. Said, first of all, Doki would never do that. Second of all, Doki doing extra work, impossible, which is quite funny. They said Doki is too lazy to add all of these tags. Like, bro, all the comments down here are just essentially saying, bro, Doki is way too, like, way too lazy to even do anything like this in the first place, which I think is absolutely insane. Because, you know, they could be like, oh, she would never do that because she's too nice or something like that. But they're like, nah, you know, Dokibird is just too lazy. She can't be asked to do that. And just kind of like left it at that, which I do think is hilarious, that like he's kind of built up that reputation now of being too lazy to even do anything like that in the first place. So again, obviously that does kind of debunk a lot of the stuff that has been going on. Obviously they show some other people, for example, Mint's post, and so many others as well that have been also featured, that have yeah, also included some tags with Nijisanji in it and things, which have also been added there automatically by YouTube. And as I said, YouTube is just doing their job in terms of how they promote videos and how they kind of get them out to the right kind of audiences. And yes, like, let's be real, a lot of people searching Salel Tansky are also going to be searching for Dokibird, so they've actually done their job correctly there. And yeah, if you get mad at some tags, even if the actual VTuber did it themselves, I mean, come on, we got to grow up a little bit. I think it's really not that big of a deal at the end of the day. And yeah, people are freaking out over nothing. But yeah, that's essentially what I wanted to share with you. Obviously, anybody is trying to find any way of trying to hate on this, you know, collaboration between Xandu and Dokibird, which obviously I think is absolutely amazing that they have done that in the first place. But I think it is sad that people are trying to hate on it. But yeah, I just kind of want to give you guys that update, as I thought it was pretty insane. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.